Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Real Being Real Talk Nashville. Hey, I'm your I'm your host Wayne. My co-host Corey, Anthony. We're gonna hit on the hot topics. I hope you tuned in last week. It was hot. We had a lot of good comments and I think we started good conversations amongst you viewers with your people, and we're gonna carry on that. Hope we open your minds to look at everything in a different view and different light. So Corey, your boy Joe, I think he's gaining in the polls. How you think he's gonna do in the long run? And especially the way they talking about doing the ballots this year. Everyone's mailing their ballots. I think that's gonna.
I think that's where he may lose it at. To be honest with you, if
because
we don't,
it's two ways. It's a way to.
well, you know what? It is a two-headed coin because those people who don't get out and vote may mail it in. Right. So that might be a big thing too.
But you know, if he loses.
But then you also can have them votes find their way to the garbage.
Right.
So it's a catch-22.
And see, it's gonna be a toss-up because in a lot of ways, if Joe does win, Trump is gonna holler conspiracy. Like he's just saying, he gonna call
that anyway, regardless. Win or lose.
He gonna call it. And going in the dumpster, and they're gonna just suddenly find a bag of votes. But I hope his running mate is even if it's not Michelle, I think the Atlanta mayor would be a good pick. Because she has because she has a good following. She has, I think she carried herself well, especially what's been going on as far as the riots. I mean, she's a good speaker, and I think she has a good clear head on her shoulders.
You know, I mean, we at a time right now where there's a lot going on, but rumor has it that Michelle may be his running mate. Mm-hmm. I'm still not convinced that America will actually accept that. I think it's a feel-good story, and I think it would be awesome.
You don't think they would?
You mean well, here's the deal, though. It's easy to attack her, and the reason why it's easy to attack her is because, yes, she's a lawyer. Yes, she's a brilliant woman. Yes, she was married to the former president.
Right.
But to be Joe's running mate, you better have some political connects. You better be politically connected. You better know policy, particularly foreign policy, like no other.
But she got the Obama to be right there. I mean,
exactly.
It's like, hey, man,
she has a
look, man,
already.
Don't trust that motherfucker.
But see, I'm looking at if it was to happen at my house and what I would be saying. Right. Look, I told your ass not to get involved again. Don't call me. You know, because he done done his thing. He done did his thing.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
But he's still around because every time you turn around, Trump is like, yeah, I'm the greatest president. I did this and Obama ain't never did this.
But that man has a deep, I don't know if it's a deep infatuation or a deep hatred for Obama.
I think he got a hard on.
But everything starts and begins with Obama when it comes to Trump. And I don't know why. Maybe there's a man crush. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a bromance brewing. You know what I mean?
Because Obama just sit back. Why does this motherfucker keep taking using
but
my name?
Obama does like he did when he was the president. He takes the high road.
You're right.
You know what I mean? He don't get on the Twitter. He don't be beef, Twitter beef, and you know what I mean? He just takes the high road.
Because you know Trump had a fucking heart attack when Obama got out and spoke as far as the protests and stuff like that, and the whole world just listening. And he had all the other people that was stars and stuff, and political stars on his bandwagon, and Trump just had a fucking like,
but you got to remember,
you're still listening to him.
What you got to understand is everywhere else in the world, Obama is a rock star.
Right.
He like Mick Jagger coming through there. Anywhere else in the world, Obama stops everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't like presidents we've had before. It ain't, you know what I mean? Clinton came close. But when it comes to respect from, you know what I mean, the world abroad,
I think Clinton would have gotten a little bit further if they did not find a way to scandalize.
Man, they didn't find a way. The truth just came out. You think I caught up?
Yeah. But I mean,
it couldn't get covered no more.
You know what I mean? The truth, they didn't find a way to scandal. It just got out.
So, my thing that I've been brewing in my head since us as blacks now have the stage, we have the forefront, we have the world looking at us. What now?
Spotlight.
Where you got the spotlight that you wanted. You got it. And now other minorities are jumping on the bandwagon. Because you got Latinos speaking out. You got I don't know how to say Gay Lives Matter or whatever. They speak
LGBT.
they speaking out. And you got all the other minorities jumping on the bandwagon. It's like now we cannot let others overtake what our cause is.
But see, the cause is not necessarily a black cause. It's a, hey, you want to be police better. And if you're a brown skin, whether you black American, African American, whether you Latino, whether you Mexican, you're pretty much getting policed the same way.
Right.
It is what it is. You're pretty much getting policed the same way. But we're not even talking about economics. We're not talking about growth. We're not talking about, you know what I mean, the disparities that are in black communities. That's not what we're talking about right now. But the cause right now, it seems like other people is championing the cause as far as police brutality.
But this would be the time too, as blacks, as minorities, with the knowledge we have now, and we do have people in place, but now those people need to have to stop being in the shadows and step up. But now we have the ability to build up our communities, and the knowledge to build up our communities. And we, as we got this train going, we need to keep it fueled and keep it going, because now we have the ability to do that.
That means you want to add more to the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
That means you want to add more to what you want to call, per se, a ticket. I would like to see us as a people get the ground floor, and the ground floor is the police.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The policing is how a lot is controlled. The policing is the new Jim Crow. It's the new Night Riders, so to speak.
But
don't get me wrong, and I'm gonna say this. You know what I mean? I got family members that are law enforcement. My son is getting ready to go into law enforcement. They're great police officers. I got friends that are great police officers. This is not a knock against the whole law enforcement community. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you're a police officer and this joker is all off the chain, me and you partners and you off the chain, I don't have to report you.
Right.
But I can't say I don't want to partner with you.
Right.
I don't want to ride with you. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a such thing as blackballing each other within the department without you having to take a stand against the police department. Because once you're an officer and you take a stand against the police department, turn your badge in.
Yeah, it's right.
I mean, turn your badge in.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you get to the point to say, hey, I don't want to ride with him because he's putting my life in danger, he's putting my job in jeopardy.
Yeah.
I don't want to ride with him. No offense to you. Do what you do.
Right.
But I prefer to ride with somebody else. You know what I mean? I'd rather ride with a rookie. And at some point, that's going to hurt. At some point, you got 4 or 5 jobs. You on a do not ride list. At some point, that's going to have to hurt.
Because others going to see that and like, okay, why Why Corey choose not to ride with him? Okay, then he's gonna start seeing. Okay, others gonna fall in that same sin. Nah, I don't want to ride with him either. I ain't ride with him either.
So you put him in a position where now his superior is going to wonder what's going on, and they're going to investigate to see what's going on, because now you got other officers that's kind of like pushing them to the side. So he's got to be doing something, but no one's saying nothing,
right?
Without snitching.
Exactly.
Right, but see the powers that be within the police force know who he is.
Right.
Now they got to say, hey, we can't continue to carry you on the payroll. You're going to have to change what you do.
Right.
2, you get jammed up out there. They subpoena 5, 6 of my officers. We in some trouble.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? That's one of the things we have to look at.
So like in Nashville, do you think now that the petition is going out to get rid of the current police chief, you think politically, you think the correct way to go would be to get a black police chief?
No, black.
Because I don't
want to token anything.
Right, I don't want
you to give us anything. I don't want no.
Well, we're going to initiate.
You know, I don't want to token anything.
Down,
what I want is
and that would be the wrong thing to do.
You know,
that would be the very wrong thing.
I want white or black, the best man or woman for the job.
Exactly.
Just gonna come in, clean up. You know what I mean?
Because
this particular police chief, I don't know a whole lot about him, but what I do understand about him is there's a lot of discord among his ranks. His ranks ain't unified when it comes to him. Mm-hmm. And when you have ranks that's not unified when it comes to you being a police chief, because usually, you know what I mean, that is tight, and you can't get in there. So when you got officers that's saying, hey, this guy ain't on the up and up, it's time for a change. I don't understand why it wasn't a change when we elected a new mayor. Usually when a new mayor comes in,
he was gone.
When we elect a new mayor, usually it comes with a new chief.
Right. Everybody thought that after the new mayor came in that he was gone, but then turned around, it's like, he's still here. I mean, everybody was like confused, like, you know, what's going on?
What happened? Where the ball drop at?
Was the suitcase dropped at the house, or was it just left at the desk? You know,
like I said, I deal with law enforcement. I got friends that are in law enforcement, and their disdain for this particular chief is ridiculous. So, like I said, I don't know his policies. I don't know his policing record, but what I do know is that his force is not unified, and this petition didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can run city to city to city, and I can guarantee you most of the chiefs don't have petitions to remove them. So.
Like the reports from Salt Lake City, where the police have basically abandoned the police stations, and now they got citizens out basically policing themselves. They got armed civilians. I guess they consider themselves security or whatever. My problem with that is that I'm not safe with that, because what you consider justifiable, whatever, and what you consider justifiable, it's not
policy.
Right.
But here's the thing. Let's back up a little bit. Why did he abandon? I'm not familiar with that. What happened?
Well, they abandoned the police department because of all the protests that had basically came to that police department. So vandalism started, and for the police don't clash with the protesters, and it become a big uproar. What the chief of police decided to just shut that department down, ordered up, and they abandoned it.
So did he abandon his patrol, or he just or just the building?
Just the building.
Okay.
But there's no police in that area at all.
And see, that's where
they
police chief,
stationed up in certain parts.
That police chief should have immediately called the governor. The governor should have dispatched his national armed forces to come and
That's why
secure
Trump
that
has
area
been
until
in
they
that.
can get it figured out. Now, I thought you were gonna tell me some bullshit like you got these officers resigning and quitting and calling in because they don't agree with the protest. If you're an officer and you calling in and you're quitting because you don't agree, we need you gone.
But
We need you gone.
But you know what? It's been reports that police officers have resigned. The Atlanta police chief resigned, and because of the so political imbalance that's going on, they just taking themselves out the equation.
Because it's a pick a side.
And so it's like, yeah, you got to pick a side, but when you see both sides, you really don't have a side. So you say, well, tell you what, I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm gonna go make sure my little circle is good, and y'all can do what y'all gonna do.
But let's take the Atlanta police chief. We talking about Metro Atlanta. She happened to be black, right? And if you talking about Metro Atlanta and she happened to be black, you're gonna have to pick and choose.
Right.
She can't go pro-black movement in the majority of her forces. What?
Right.
She can't do that.
No,
She can't say, hey,
You
I
have to-
support my officers in the black community saying, hey, you're a sellout. So it's a catch-22 for her.
Right,
She
you-
can't win.
I mean, I think it would be controversial if it was just an all-black police department. Because I be like this. One, I'm gonna say this: black people stop committing fucking crimes. It's just that damn simple. If you're gonna get drunk, be drunk at home. We're gonna do drugs, do them at home. Don't be out in the public.
But see, that's crime, though. You know what I mean? Black people ain't the only people that commit crime. White people commit crime.
But you know what the killer part about it is that even though white people do commit crime, it's not projected like black crime.
And that's now we're going full circle. Because it's not police the same.
Well, it's not.
You
It's
see,
not. It's
see
not,
let me
it's
explain
not,
something
it's
to you.
not
Let me explain something to you.
newsworthy the same.
Let me ask you a
It's
question.
not newsworthy.
Let me
the
ask you a
same.
question.
Mhm.
There was a crime last night. This hypothetical.
Right.
3 cars were vandalized. 1 lady was pistol whipped. If the news shows his face, what color was he?
Black.
He was black. If they just give a
Well,
name, he was white.
He was white, yeah.
And that's the way our society is built up. And it's sad, but that's the way we're policing. And not only we're policing, the media police as well. Because we automatically know you can be brushing your teeth, getting ready for work, and depending on what you hear, you automatically
You
know
don't know
what color
what
the guy
color,
was. You know what I mean? 9 out of 10 times the way he's talking about it, he's brown. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
Also, let me put this in.
Well, also, if the young black guys, they definitely get a picture.
hey,
At least some kind of way.
they gonna use that
To
new
our
nigga word. You know,
viewers,
the new nigga word is thug.
You have questions, comments, anything, hit us on our text line, area code 615-455-8214. We would love to hear from our audience with your comments, thoughts, ideas as far as our topics are going. So please hit us up.
Yeah, but they love that word thugs. That's the new word, thug. Thug.
The
Thug.
new,
You know, that's the new N word.
Yeah,
That's the new N word.
the
Thug.
new it label to wherever it may be.
Hey, those thugs.
So-
Okay, I automatically know what color. If it's some thugs, I automatically know. Or our president might say those fine citizens. You know what I mean?
No, I love what he has said.
Those fine
I love the
citizens.
blacks.
Yeah,
The blacks love me.
Man, you got to love
the ones in your back pocket.
it.
Wow, hey, did you see them 2 women, them black women Trump
Yeah.
so-called
Was that
at the rally?
the Trump stump girls or
Yeah.
something? The dumbest. Never mind.
Hey, but they got caught trying to hire actors, man. Trump party got caught trying to hire actors, man, to go to the rallies. Black actors. So, you know what I mean? It's getting ugly out here in these streets. But that's the thing about it, though. Think about what we're talking about. It's either racial or Republican, Democrat.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. We ain't talking about who gonna take a country to the next level We ain't talking about what's gonna be best for the next country. We talking Republican or Democrat or racism, and that's what's dominating our society.
The whole
today.
society.
Ain't no way who's gonna make us better, who's this, that, and that. But I can tell y'all this: I am ready for sports to come back. Right now, if ESPN sponsored a roach race, I'm watching. I'm watching.
Look at all
Not only is I'm watching it, I'm getting my beer. I might invite y'all over. We gonna watch it, put our money together, parlay. You know, find out who winning this thing. Because man, that house with no sports is driving me crazy.
Well, they've been replaying. Shit, all the games. It's been
Man, but here's the deal, though.
Saying, replaying.
Yeah.
We're not already seen that game.
Right. Hey man, when you don't watch the movie, what you do? You fast forward to the part you want to see. We don't want to see no replay games, man. We fast forward into the dump, to the past we want to see.
Right. I feel you on that.
You know, them last 7 seconds of the final shot.
I want that new. I want to
Let me comment on this. Hey, if you got any questions or anything you want to ask us as far as the topics that we're talking about, please hit us up on 615-624-4828. 624-4828. Yes, sir.
Man, they talking about sending these kids back to school and about
But
phone.
you know- but
I've
you-
been counting, man. They better not push this back.
But they've been saying that the school year may not start on time, and now that they're coming up with basically the classroom now is going to be that virtual.
Being virtual. And that's another thing that
Or you can go to
you can go to a school.
What's that school online with a teacher, like a tutor, like homeschooling basically. That's going to be the new format.
Man, do y'all think we will ever get back to the way we were?
Hell no, because you know, Florida just popped up with 8,500 new cases of coronavirus, and they're expected to go another 5,000 before next month, because Florida is like the only state that everybody just said, fuck the mask, everything's open back up.
But let me ask you
Let's
this.
go.
Let's go.
And I'm about to ask you how. Because if you get within my space, man, I might knock the shit out you. You know, I don't want you breathing on me. Don't cough
Especially
on me.
somebody-
You know? So I don't understand how it's still spreading
Because
like
like
this.
for us, we cautious. We already in that paranoid state somewhat of the time. But we're
You know
cautious.
us. You got to be a conspiracy theorist, baby. They out to get us. They out to get us.
But, you know, just like now, we'll confine ourselves with people we know, and that we have some respect for and trust as far as well, if you sick and you know you're not feeling well, and you know your father a little bit stronger than it have been, you gonna stay at home.
Well, I tell you
Or you
what,
gonna say, look, hey dog, I ain't gonna be able to make it. I got something going on.
man, you better not say that at my job. Cause you ain't gonna be 2-3 weeks before they let you come back to work. You better have an upset stomach. You better not have no headache or no fever.
Right.
But I tell you what, though, it's done wonders for my house, because if I feel like I ain't getting enough attention at my house, I just walk in the kitchen and cough 3 times. Hey, man, all I'm doing, Daddy,
You all right? What's going on?
You okay? Need to lay down? We bring you something?
hey, that's bad. Everybody in the house started reaching for their man.
But I mean, just like yesterday when I was riding down Church Street, I saw very few had masks on publicly, and then I saw groups that didn't have masks on. And even though if you within your group, you still in the public, space. And I think that's where the cases are being provided, because just like in Florida, I mean, they open the beaches up, and we all seen the pictures. It's like 5,000 people And nobody's spaced out. Everybody's stretched out. They got
Man, that's
babies and kids running around.
He
And
said
people
Freak Dick
looking like,
2.0.
Hey,
and it's just like spring break. Did you see the pictures?
I
Of
saw
spring
it.
break? They drinking and throwing beer on each other and drinking off each other.
But here's the
It's
thing,
like-
though, what they spring breaking from? It ain't been no school.
Right.
What they spring breaking? What they spring breaking
Yeah,
from?
what was the struggle at?
You know what I mean? I missed the memo.
But hey,
But you
So
think?
let me ask this question. Now, with all of this going on, and you know, we supposed to be cautious about this thing. We supposed to be protective, protect ourselves. You know, what everybody should have been doing all along: washing their hands, washing their face, using hand sanitizer, things of this nature and such. But has this COVID-19 / coronavirus already? Has it contained you to just having a living versus having a life?
well, what it has done, it has achieved. It changed the way we approach how we live. Now you got families that are put in a position to be closer together. You have now where you have, just like now, I basically never stopped going out to go to work. And from the shutdown to now, just driving, I'm like, where the fuck are these people coming from? Because now the traffic is like going back to that norm. Where at first,
Wide
open. I mean, it was like,
right.
take you 10 minutes to get around. Where now it takes you back to the 25, 30-minute ride now. Because it's now the traffic is building up. But what it has done is changed, and I think in a lot of ways, reformat and also put people in a position to be comfortable at home, comfortable just working from home, and put like a lot of jobs now, they're seeing that working from home, where only a few companies may have done it, but now a lot of companies are saying, well, if we can achieve the same level of work, and I don't have to pay for this building anymore. I don't have to pay for the heat, the lights, the gas, and the utilities, the insurance, and all that. And I can get that same productive.
We ain't coming back.
We ain't coming back.
Right.
We ain't coming
And
back.
the same thing with schools. I think schools are going to go and it's going to try to see if we can get the same productivity out of kids being homeschooled and their level of education still up there.
No, it ain't gonna happen.
But I mean, let's
It
be
ain't gonna
realistic. You can't say, you cannot possibly even think that that's gonna work.
But what do you
Yeah,
think? Of,
that-
what do you think about? You know, I mean, Nashville passing the new legislation that now you have to wear a mask. Starting today, you're supposed to wear a mask when you're in public.
Well,
That's new ordinance.
Well, the thing with that is that they had to do that because people wasn't doing it. It just wasn't. I've seen a lot of people like it. I go to Walmart. You see some with masks, and you see some with not. And mostly young people.
But young people is invincible. They ain't
Yeah,
come on, you was young when I mean,
The older people are.
you know
But
why?
the young
You know
cats,
why we
they
play?
like-
Because we count summers. I got maybe 15 summers left. I'd be damned if I cut my summer short because I ain't one no man.
Right.
Young folk think they gonna live forever.
Well, that's-
I got 50 summers left. Because you know, these summers is,
You're right.
thanks to Theon Cole, summers is how I look at life.
Right.
How many summers you got? You know what I mean? So I'm looking at me and my age, I'm looking like I might have 15 to 20 summers. I got to be careful.
Right.
I got to be careful with these summers. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I tell you what, Corona just took one. So we got an issue already.
Mhm.
So, but I also think, though, it's making the world unfriendly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got a mask on, I ain't saying good morning to you. I got a mask on, I ain't saying how you doing.
Well,
You know what I mean? Because to do that, I got to take my mask off. To do it.
Well, I mean, well, Corona has made people afraid to be around other people.
Yeah.
Like I was in Walmart one time. I fucked around and got some stuff in my throat. I'm like, I'm trying to find the aisles I can just clear my throat. But every time I go down the aisle, I was like, I see somebody. I'm trying to secretly like that. I'm doing this. I'm like, God,
But it ain't coming up yet.
Right, I was like, I need something to drink, but I was like, I'm in the store. I said, shit.
Yeah, I'm with my babies. I got them huddled. Hey! Hey! I gotta do something about him! Hey!
Hey, ain't no cleanup. We got to get this.
Get the spray. Everybody clear out the lights.
Man, what spray? It ain't no spray!
Hey, find the bleach. What's that? Fabuloso, all of that.
Man, look, hey, we in a lot of ways now we're in a paranoid state. And to be honest, I'm hoping that they come up with a vaccine. But at the time of this vaccine, I'm hoping it's at the time where they can cure what we are already exposed to and not it's something mutating to something else. Because, just like anything now, it's an organism. And what organisms do, like anything else do, that wants to survive and adapts. And just like new studies now are showing that this virus is starting to mutate in a lot of ways that they don't know, because just like now, penicillin and strong antibiotics really does not do anything to this.
Man, it ain't doing nothing to the common cold because we just over the youth, you know what I mean?
Right.
Penicillin is one of them caveman words. When you rock penicillin, then I don't let it, penicillin was taboo. We caught you with some penicillin. We were, ooh.
What you got?
Hey,
Who you been with?
I'll pour you some.
Right. But I mean, it's just like now, if say a person that I was around caught it, the new policy now is that say that I caught it and he was at work. Guess what?
Everybody at work.
You gotta be gone for 2 weeks. I gotta be gone for 2 weeks. And now to come back to work, I gotta have 2 negative tests.
Right.
I gotta take a test 1 week, and then I gotta wait for the following week to take the second test, and the second test will determine if I'm good or not. And
Only to come back to find out he got it. Now you gotta go back. Now you gotta go back home.
right. I mean, it's a toss-up of where you may get it. So I think it's something that two things is going to happen. Either we come up with a cure, or our bodies will build up the antibodies to where it's non-existent anymore. Because then it will be something that our bodies will be able to resist. So it's one of the two. Because I don't see it really going nowhere anytime soon. But within that time period, I think we will, as individuals do catch it and don't have no symptoms, and then get unknowingly cure themselves without knowing
And I
they
think
had
that's
it.
happening a lot.
And it is, but just the ones that it attacks the worst, the ones that actually get the symptoms and later on found out and hospitalized and get sickly, that it's like how they say the strong shall survive and the weak shall perish, and it's kind of like in that state.
See, my thing is this here, and I ain't advocating you not going to the hospital. I'm not saying it. For me, I'm quarantining at the house.
Right.
I'm not going to no hospital. You ain't putting nothing in my IV. You ain't trying out nothing new. Ain't nothing experimental. Again, I am a conspiracy theorist. I'm sorry. It is what it is. So, you're not doing none of that. I'm quarantined at the house. Now,
But just jump on what you said. Do you think relationships are somewhat better now since Corona?
No.
No.
Hell
This
no.
motherfucker in the house right there. I can't stand it.
I mean, but
And you know,
I mean, you quarantine, you can't go to the movies, so you know, movie night at the house, dinner at the house.
That shit started out good. You know what I mean? It started out good. Now, luckily for me, I've been married
A
forever.
little night rub
You know what I mean?
in there, you
You
know.
know what I mean? It started out good, but now y'all starting to see each other flaws. And if I go to the kitchen, I can't stand this motherfucker.
and you're saying, hey, look, you hear that call, like, oh, let that be canceled. Let it be. Is that the COVID?
Hey, it used to be a time where we mad. I get my shit and leave. Now we telling them, soon this shit is over. Soon this shit is over, I'm out. Hey, I can't stand you.
But it's been reports that that divorce rate is up,
Absolutely.
and
Now, but here's the thing though, if you brand new into a relationship, you loving this.
oh yeah.
It's beautiful if you brand new into a relationship.
Maybe,
But
maybe
if you,
not.
if you had been in a relationship and nah, you ain't feeling me.
So,
You can't go. Man, if you're somebody who got a routine,
uh-huh.
when she bitching him on, you go hang out with the boys.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go stay out till she fall
Right,
asleep.
yeah, go.
You know? You go stay out till she fall asleep.
Now it's just,
You know?
you stop listening.
Now it's pretty much you gotta take it. You know what I mean? You know?
That's all.
So,
You
okay.
ain't got no get up and get out. You ain't got nothing else.
Right.
This is kind of hard to ask you guys because you guys are married and been married for a number of years or whatnot. But what I'm trying to get to understand now is dating really hard, or do we just make it hard?
What? I think
Was it really hard before you guys got married, or did you see people made dating
I
hard?
think dating is all about the approach. If you a person that just feel like they just have to be in a relationship, have to have someone, then you just going out grabbing anything that get loose, and then once you grab it, you oh shit, I grabbed the wrong one. You have to get rid of
Take
it.
that back. Take this one back. What you
Right.
see?
You right.
You doing do-over.
Right.
Do-over.
But then if you're the type of person that say, okay, hey, it comes when it comes, it happens when it happens, I'm just enjoying my time. I mean, it depends on how you determine a relationship and what kind of relationship you look for, and also when that's what you find. You know,
It ain't.
I think you gotta
Well,
know, you gotta know you to know what you're looking for. So
I'm from Memphis and we got a term called fly.
Hey,
I'm from Memphis and we got a term called fly. Alright? If you be real with yourself and know what you want, it'll go a lot easier.
yeah,
If you want to lie and pull up in your Toyota but tell her your Mercedes in the shop, then this shit gonna end badly. You know what I mean? If you hanging out around the bank machine trying to get you a ticket that got a nice balance on it, then it's gonna go bad for you.
yeah.
You got to know what you want. And once you know what you want and comfortable with what you want, you can be yourself.
I think
Most of the time it don't work out because relationships are built on lies.
right.
You know what I mean? My granddad used to say all the time, a relationship is nothing but us lying to each other for the first year.
we choose. Well, I mean, yeah. But now I think with this coronavirus, I think it's more hard because you're not being sociable as you want to.
Well, with Corona, it's going to be a little bit harder, if that's what you was asking. Because it's going to be a lot harder.
There's gonna be a lot of new apps
Yeah.
out.
Well,
You know, let me tell you right here.
but just in general,
First of all, I don't know you, and you know what I mean? We trying to get to know each other, and I'm not leaving, man. Corona out there, everybody ain't ready to get naked.
And then,
Everybody ain't ready to get naked out there with
Well,
this Corona now. So you got to put a little bit more time in.
yeah.
You know?
like you used to be able to get at least get a kiss by the second date.
Yeah.
That shit ain't happening.
Nah. You get that, ew.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
I don't
you?
know where you been.
Ew.
Where you working at?
Where they doing that at?
Right.
Who raised you?
But okay, so on this line,
This finger going to muscle to it. You swipe this, it's gonna be a lot of apps going on with this one.
so again, like I said, people, you know, is it hard or people making it hard versus with you worried about what everybody else think or what your circle think or people think. You concerned with how they gonna look at whatever you choose to bring in. Do you make it difficult because now somebody comes in and they actually authentic about who they are, what they doing, what they present, and what they as they said, what they bring to the table. You don't have to be the Bill Gates with the billionaire company. You regular Joe Blow. You go to work every day. You sustain your lifestyle. You take care of your children, kids, or whatever if you have previous kids. But
see,
you've been nothing but authentic, loyal, faithful, genuine. Here it is, and so even something new that you haven't had before or seen before or even put out. Being transparent about what you're doing, who you are, where you trying to go.
okay, check this out. That's called dating inside of a pond and not dating inside the ocean. See, if someone wants to look at you because of what his or her friends may think of you, that means you're dating in the same circle, you're dating in the same pond. So you have a reputation. Okay? So that reputation gonna precede you regardless of what you're doing now. Whatever you did back then, that's what the friends are telling that person. Girl, he did that, or hey man, you know back in the day she used to dance, yada yada yada. That's dirt dating in the pond. That only goes away when you get outside the pond and you start dating in a bigger lake, or you start dating in the river, in the ocean. So, you know what I mean? You may have to look at a person who's running into those type of problems, may have to look at dating somebody who don't even know, ain't even nowhere near their circle. That way you'll be judged for you and not what you've done behind you.
And also that person, like you're saying, that if they don't know anything about this person, only what they present, then their comments and their opinions is their comments and opinions, because they really can't judge that person. They don't know that person. Right. So, like you said, they know the person, they know what they're capable of doing, even though that person may have changed their whole way of life. Still, yet, like you said, the past. If I know his past, if I know he was a goddamn player pimp, and he just said, man, I'm giving all that up. I got one woman, and I look at him, shit, all the shit you do. Yeah, but like you said, if I don't know him, and he just presents himself to that new person that he is, and then I have to accept who he is because I don't know his past. But like you said, if you do within that circle and everybody knows everybody, then yeah, it's gonna be like, you do know he used to do this. Right. You know she used to do that. Right. And so and they feel obligated.
You know he was one of them samurai.
Yeah. and then they look at it because by them being your friend, they feel obligated to let you know. You know, they're like, well, you know she used to date so. Well, you know she had 3 babies and all of them.
And automatically it puts you in a disadvantage.
Right. Because now because you may start looking at them in a different light. Your approach was this way. Right. Yeah. And now all you start hearing the stories, you start doing this.
You start turning.
And then
well, the whole thing, I say this. Sometimes in order to get something different, you gotta do something different. I,
I'm
And
gonna say this.
that goes back to dating outside of your pool.
Right.
You know, that goes.
But I'm gonna say this: even though you do something different, it's also your approach. How you approach.
oh, absolutely.
Because I will put myself in an example. People say I may have changed in my ways. I said, I tell them, you know what I tell them? No, I have not changed who I am. I changed
You
my
change
approach,
your approach.
how I do things, and
Right.
that's the difference.
And
Because I'm
and
not
the
losing
reason,
who I am,
the
but I
reason for
learned
your
a way
change
to.
of approach,
I learned the new direction to still be the same, but yet learn the direction.
the reason you
right way
change
to
your
be.
approach is you're not dating you. You can join with another individual who may agree with you or not agree with you on whatever certain aspects or whatever.
I mean,
It's
I'm
not.
saying what you
It's
like.
not that you
You
change.
might like to argue, so you find somebody that
Yeah,
like
like
to argue
that?
too.
Yeah. But at the same time, you can join. You can join with your wife that. You know, although y'all may not always agree on the same thing, but you can conversate and discuss whatever it is. You agree to disagree.
Right.
You know, you not so much change, but you adapt to and you conjoin each other's thoughts, ideas, views, and whatnot. So, just adding to what you were already putting out.
I know that. I wanted for you to finish. Oh boy. Speaking on that note, how your kids holding up?
Man, how ain't they holding up, man? My kids acting like they getting ready to go to school full time. I'm getting texts every day of what shoes they want, what polo shirt they want. I'm telling I'm gonna tell you like I told them. I gotta get a confirmed date before I spend any money. I'll be dead if I go out there and spend money and we ain't going to school.
Right.
You at home. You just in the next room.
I feel like they're gonna have a nice wardrobe with everything going.
Man, look, you ain't gonna be outside in them Jordans showing off for your friends and ain't getting no schoolwork.
Right.
That ain't happening.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up. And thank y'all for showing up and showing out with Real Men, Real Talk Nashville. And always hit us up on YouTube and Facebook and subscribe to our channel.
Please hit that like button.
Hit the like button. Hey, we appreciate all y'all support and love you and talk to you next week. Real Men, Real Talk.